Yashwant, All India rank 3 in IISER aptitude test.
The goal was to get IISc Bangalore and not air.
Right.
When you go into the exam hall, you shouldn't go in with the thought that your whole future depends on it. Your mind is just going to go blank.
A lot of parents, either they are not aware of these exams, sometimes unknowingly they also pressurize the kid.
Okay, this is one realization we need to have as a parent.
Wow. How did Yashwant actually got interested into science and research?
In a third grade class, everyone's going to say, I want to become a scientist. But then if you ask them in 12th, very few people actually, continue that urge to become a scientist. Yeah, there are ups and downs. Your marks, they don't stay like this. They just go like, this is all I wanted for like a very long time, and finally being able to do it.
Hi everyone. Today we are doing a very special podcast. So we have Yashwant's father here. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting us to your home. We are just arriving from Delhi. And we have here Yashwant, All India rank 3 in IISER aptitude test. He has also cracked JEE Advanced and already got IISc Bangalore, right, through the counseling. And we have Siddhant, the younger brother of Yashwant. So thank you so much, first of all, for inviting us. And this podcast, we can say, is interaction with you, knowing the story of Yashwant, his hard work, how much research you have done. As we were discussing, you already scraped the entire internet to know what are the best options. How did Yashwant actually got interested into science and research? When you had the option to, pursue engineering and other options, like many of your friends already asked, if he got so good score, so why not engineering, right? And so all of these stories we want to know from you. Let's start. First of all, I would like to ask Yashwant, how do you feel?
Obviously, more, very relieved, because this is all I wanted for like a very long time, and finally being able to do it is, very happy and relieved.
Sir, how do you feel about your son?
So, okay, before starting, right? Okay, we're happy to host you here, right? It was interesting to have a call, getting a call from you yesterday evening, right? And immediately next day you flew from Delhi, and then morning you here, and we are meeting, and that in the Bangalore traffic. The whole day you spent on the road, and happy to have you here. Okay. Yes, we were excited. Okay. Then when we were getting any of the marks, when we were getting the email from IISc that evening, suddenly we saw, okay, I was a little surprised. Okay, we got little early that email. We were expecting little late after our IAT exam. We got it through little earlier, and it was a pleasant surprise. And as a whole family, we were just enjoyed that moment a lot. And once that is done, it's like, as he said, it's a complete, okay, the target achieved kind of a moment. It was a nice one.
How did you develop interest in science, and when did IISc become the dream institute for you?
I think from the very beginning, I have wanted to do science, like become a scientist. Whenever someone asks, for example, in a third grade class, everyone's going to say, I want to become a scientist. But then very few people actually, if you ask them in 11th to 12th, very few people actually, continue that urge to become a scientist. And I used to read a lot of books. Like, I read quite a few. I read Amar Chitrakathas about Vikram Sarabhai, about Homi J. Baba, about even Verghese Kurian. And I read a lot about Abdul Kalam. He used to be alive back then. Yeah, so he was pretty much my idol, I think. So I really liked him. And that's what, pushed me towards this.
Sir, what was your reaction when you got to know that he wants to become a scientist? And when did you got to know about this, and what was your plan after that?
The one good thing about Yashwant is like he stayed the same way from his childhood. Okay, so if something he wants, he will work it out and then get that one done. So there is no, he doesn't compromise that easy, or he doesn't agree to something. Rather, he doesn't ask also outside of something. Okay, he asks something, then he needs it. Either it is his first schooling or his first daycare. It is once he say yes, he signed up for that, right? And I could see the same thing for his whole lifetime, because in his childhood he was talking about, I want to become a scientist, and it never changed, right? So he has been continuing the same thing again and again, and good that it is going through. That's what I even again tell to our friends. Okay, yes, till now he's in that path. We never know. Still, the path is there. He's getting into a great institute and being in a right path on his target. But I don't know whether he changes his mind later. Hopefully, he won't. Okay, I don't want to. Right, so he continue and pursue his path or his aspiration, and then serve something for the country.
As you were mentioning that some of your friends also, when they would ask what is Yaswant doing, what option he is going to pursue after getting good scores and all. So what were your reaction? And
Uh, okay, to say like we actually came out of that economic barrier to say like, okay, we need to do some education which can get into a job or yield salary immediately in 4 years, 5 years of this one, right? So we already crossed that economic barrier, and we are also in a stage of, in the country is marching in a path saying that there is only one path or two paths which is going to yield the job, right? We are in, we as a country, we are in a state that said whoever does what they like, they can actually earn the same way of others, whether it is engineering, medical, or whatever it is, right? So it is more of pursuing their aspiration. Okay. He is having a chance and he is doing it. Why not? So I would be happy for what he want to do and he's doing. I will be happy for that.
how did you figure out that in India we have institutes like IISc, IISER? How did you get to know about it?
IC is obviously very, very famous. It's on the newspaper almost every week. The rest of the things, we had to do a little research, search up the best research institutes in India and, rank them up. That was a little bit work, which he did. I only had to study.
Sir, how did you figure out that, okay, now he wants to become a scientist? What should be the exams? What are the institutes that exist?
This is what me and my wife normally talk, okay, right? So we say, if his choice is engineer, our stress level is very less, because there are thousands of institute. Whatever he scores, he can get into it, and he's taking some unique choice. Then we need to look for some best institute so that he can pursue the career in a right path, right? So that's where we were breaking our head and then searching and searching. And when his 10th grade, we were not aware. Beyond IASc. Beyond IASc, we do not know anything about IISERs, NISERs, and all those things. Then all these entrance exams for these coaching institutes, right? So that is where we got to understand. Okay, there are, okay, IISERs in it. And that too, that time also NISERs, no one talked about it, right? So IISERs, and they were talking about that one. It was like Latin for me. So I have to steal the paper from him and then, hey, please give me the paper. I need to see what is it. I want to keep it. Then I started searching after that. So that is when even we got to understand about there are some other institutes in India which helps in pursuing the career in science and pure science, and then the getting into the research and stuff like that. So that is the initial thing.
So, Yashwant, which particular subject are you most passionate about? Which are the research topics that you want to explore? as you have already got IISc Bangalore?
I think physics is like the most I'm inclined towards right now. And obviously quantum theory and relativity. And I would also say bio is not that far away, because before 10th, till 10th, bio is not that interesting, but 11th and 12th really gave a new perspective. We did biotech. So yeah, those are like interesting fields I really want to pursue.
So you had all four subjects: physics, chemistry, maths, and bio. And I think, fortunately, as you also said later, you realized that IIT has all four subjects. So how did that help you out?
It obviously gave me a very big edge, like big edge. So it's bio. If bio is not a subject you can do in 2 weeks. It's pretty hard, and NCERT is also like built in a way where you can't really understand it if you're reading it the first time, if you don't know it beforehand. So you need to have a teacher who teaches you bio, and only after that you can go to NCERT and fathom what's going on in that book. So that really helped, and yeah, it gave a big edge.
So how many marks you got in bio?
I got full.
60 out of 60. Maths?
Math was 55 out of 60.
55. Other subjects, so total score is
235.
235. So he just barely missed that one question, right? And that too, actually not entirely the conceptual mistake, but what happened? Like that one
So
question.
it was a probability question, and they had asked the probability of at least 3 heads, I think. I calculated exactly 3 heads, and
So just few one or two words that probably he couldn't read. So anyways, but he got 235 out of 240, just that one marks, and all India rank 3. And finally he's at IISc Bangalore, so that one marks anyway
it doesn't matter, because
doesn't matter.
the goal was to get IISc Bangalore and not AIR.
Right. Wow. That is such a strong line, right? So the goal was to get IISc Bangalore or to do research, not to get All India rank 1 or score full, right? Which is, I think, most of the students and even parents get wrong. Because the way society works is evaluating the student or the child based on the marks and rank they get. Sir, how was your reaction to this?
No, this is how he is, right? So I'll give you an example of that, right? So when he was preparing for advanced, right, and the practice exams when he was doing, he used to score some 110 or totally like a 230 kind of a marks he would score in the bi-weekly exam or weekly exams in
Okay, the mock test we used to.
the final before the advanced exam. So I used to tell him, Yashwant, try for 140 per paper. Okay, you should target for 140. Not required. Why 140 and all not required? Yeah. That's how because if you target 140, you might close down like a 115 or something like that. It will be like a smooth ride. So, nothing required. So he doesn't study for that. Okay, and he's also not a person. Okay, who like studied for all these 2 years, day in day out, and all those things. When there are exams nearby, he might study that time. Okay, when the exam is over, that's it. He will be in TV only full time. Okay, so I heard from one friend yesterday when she was wishing Yashwant didn't come down for last 3 years. He has been studying. What we suffered, we know, to make him like, okay, Yashwant, it's okay. Okay, don't wait for the last 2 days to prepare. Do something. Spend little 2 hours per day. I know what it is. Okay, and if he pushes more, what he will do is he will get into the room. Okay, say I will do. Okay, because once he's in the room, it is up to him, right? So whether he opens the book or chit chats with friends, it's up to him. So why I'm telling is he was doing what he wanted to do, and he's having some mind frame. this is what is required, this much is required. Okay, not like I don't need to be like even in advance I don't need to be in top 100 to get into it. Initially top 250, later it become top 1k, then little later it become like a little digress. So end of the day it happened.
There is a lot of research behind the numbers sir is mentioning that in last few years the cutoff of JEE Advanced for IISc Bangalore 360, then as you said some more than 1000 and all, right? So sir has been doing a lot of research actually. I would like to know, as you we discussed and you mentioned one of your key motivation and the something that you feel proud about is you when you go to research divisions of the big companies like Microsoft and all, right? I would like you to share that story once again, and even parents and students, all of them who are watching, they would definitely relate.
Oh, really? Okay. So I just recollect my work in Microsoft, wherein when the cloud was in the initial stages, right? So and everyone do not want to get into the cloud. So we were working with MSR, Microsoft Research, to have it like the trust overlay for the cloud. So if you can even search in internet for the federated trust overlay patents and all those things. And I was like honored to be working along with that team. So that is when we were working with a lot of researchers in Microsoft to develop the federated trust overlay. And interestingly, for doing the validation, right? Even with that researchers, they are dependent on scholars or doctorates from outside, and the one of the person happened to be one of the author of RSA, right? So the schedule was like, okay, we booked him for like 1 month before, where the Microsoft themselves requested him, so he was having time like 1 month afterwards. So he flew and he was there for the whole day in a conference hall. We had a chance to meet him for like a 10-15 minutes to say hi bye kind of a things and then share it. It was like goosebumps, right? Another interesting moment is like you might have heard of Peter Montgomery. He is one of the great mathematician who did the big num in for Microsoft big number. He was the one written that one. And the working with, or when we are talking to him, he will not listen. He's that kind of a person. For him, only numbers fly. That's what the colleagues from Microsoft used to say. So whatever he says, it like it's, and that number is also allowed like a small. It is like a big num, which is like which the data structure cannot hold, right? So when there is a int, long, all those things, it can hold a specific data size of it to hold it. For a scientific calculation, you need a very long numbers, primarily when it comes to the cryptography, because the smaller you go, your
So
weakness,
for
encryption
is stronger. Yeah.
It'll be more weak when it is small. So to make it stronger, you need to have elliptic curve algorithms and all those things. For that, you need a large number, and that data structure is what he was writing, right? And he's that kind of a person. To meet him is kind of a goosebumps, right? Another one instance is like, we do program fine. When we step into the NASA, I was in Houston for some time, and we had a visit to NASA. I was feeling like, what have I been doing in the software industry, right? This is the real engineering. This is the real science to be in. So there's a lot of such instances wherein you get fascinated about these technologies, science, and all those things. And if someone from home wanted to do something like that, we always be appreciative to that.
Right. In physics, which specific fields interest you more?
I really haven't gone in depth because, till 12th, we only do mechanics and Newton. And that's like, that's nowhere close to, the forefront. But I'd say I like the part where they try to, fuse general relativity and quantum mechanics, because we don't have that yet.
That's the missing piece to the everything equation.
Yeah.
Ah.
And that's, I think, very interesting because, we have such a large missing piece. And, dark matter, dark energy, all those parts where we don't know anything about it. And we have to, figure it out from scratch.
Right. Now I would like to ask the priority order of the colleges that we were discussing some time back, right? Since you also got to know about IISERs, NIISER, CBS, and IISc, right? And NIISER and IISER Kolkata have very good physics departments, right? So how did that order, the story you were telling, was shifting and
Okay, yeah. End of the day, right? So it is that specific day how we are performing, right? We are nowhere like US model of selecting. The students are not chosen with the history of marks or history of curriculum, and okay, that day how they are performing, that marks is important. So anyone can have a bad day, right? So we have a very big list of, if I'm not wrong, I had a list of 56 colleges.
56 colleges. You made some Excel sheet on?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do have that.
Okay, you made an Excel sheet.
Yes. So we have a list of 56 colleges, which is aligned to his interest, not like anything else. So which is
You filtered out already a lot of
already
things.
all the things. So went through a lot of YouTubes and lot of help from Quora, right? So the real world people talk about it, as well as multiple sites, and then anyway, JOSA counseling information, IISER counseling information, all these information. So we could able to get that information of it. So it is not just the NIISERs and IISERs, that also holds the second level of IITs and NITs. It contains central universities. I had Ashoka.
So all the college who give bachelors and masters in physics.
Masters with physics, and not just physics. We recently added chemistry also after IIT Madras, right? They
The
added,
new courses.
Yeah, they added BS chemistry this year through IIT. Interestingly,
yes,
it is not listed in the IISER site.
Just
like that, I was browsing, clicked the. We were not interested in the medical science, but still, I clicked one day link from the IISER site to the IIT Madras thing, and it showed like we are introducing from this year.
this year
BS chemistry. So that also we have added in that 55 list. That is the latest entry which got inserted into something like a 20th place or something like that. The second option kind of things. But and also we have added a list of colleges for international universities also. So interim, when he was near to completion of 11th, we were thinking of whether to go to international university to do that one, and he did the SAT also. He did it, having a SAT score also. Later we decided saying that no, because he's very much clear that he's going to be in India, work in India, and education wise he is okay to fly there. And then I was saying, okay, we'll see that, okay, whether UG, does it work for, does it make sense to spend that much money, come, or do you want to do a PG? Then he also said, yes, don't pursue that one. So we didn't even get into the profile building and all those things. That is a good part of it, so that we have not spent wasted time, because it is a huge amount of effort, right?
Right.
So we have the US university, international university is separate, and Indian colleges is a separate one. And with that one, we had what all the exams we need to write, whether it is JEE, NEET, or CUET, all these things.
IAT,
BITSAT, yeah.
And later
BITSAT,
you did
NEST.
not attempt those exams. Which one you did not? NEST and BITSAT?
NEST, BITSAT, and the entrance for IACS.
Okay, IACS also, because JEE and IISER aptitude test, the answer sheet and results were announced.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question I have is regarding preparation. So a lot of people are always confused where to get the materials. Should I focus on the test or should I focus towards the notes and all? So how did this help, and how did you actually got to know about SciAstra? So did you got to know, or sir, you told him to enroll to SciAstra? You figured out.
Yeah, because okay, again, right? So JEE Advanced Mains is one of the path for IASc, but the IIT is one big thing. Also, there are IISERs and NIISERs, which needs a separate kind of coaching or separate kind of preparation, right? So that is when I started searching, which is the institute, and most of the feedback came from okay. I would even say like, okay, there is no other second institute other than SciAstra to compare. So it was like obvious option to look at the SciAstra. Obviously, I've seen a lot of videos of yours also.
Yes,
right?
I got to know, sir has seen almost every video of mine. Yeah.
So that is how we got to then, and we approached a little early. Then we chose to wait for some time for you to launch the crash course kind of a thing. Waited till last moment. And
So you said you also got recommendations. So you've searched online. I would like to know, like, recommendation from whom? Friends or something?
no, not from recommendation from friends. Online recommendation.
Okay,
I'm talking
online
about online
recommendation.
recommendation. A lot of.
Yeah. Okay. Then how did it help, or did it help at all?
No, it of course helped. I was on the app a lot, and the notes, they're really good. They're really concise. The class notes, you have a separate folder for the class notes for each chapter, and there are DPPs. I also did that. So it's really it helps you know if you've studied, if if you're prepared and if you're ready. And I think the sample papers are what help the most, because it helps figure out how the exam is made, how the exam is built, because each exam is built differently. It's IIT is different, main is different, advanced is totally different. So the sample papers really helped. And also you also have the PYQs, previously papers on the app, and I did quite a few of them.
Which subject did you, or I mean, which of the subjects helped you the most, or maybe you took the most time to study?
Bio, definitely bio, because PCM is also there in JEE Advanced. So I think I'd already done more than what was required for IIT for those three subjects, and bio is the only thing that was left out. So I had to cover up, and I spent most of my time. I think around 90% of my time doing bio.
So in bio, actually, it's such a vast subject, and there are so many factual things even in NCRT, right? A lot of people prefer NCRT for bio. So what was your take? How did you approach biology?
I think first for bio, you can't just read NCRT the first time and understand everything, because the book is built that way. It's like a bunch of information. That's it. And they don't do much to explain it. So you need a teacher. You need to first understand the concept, and then you need to go to NCRT, because all the questions are going to be from NCRT, definitely. Even if it's mains, and even in IIT, all the questions come from NCRT, and from it can come from any part of it.
It's unpredictable.
Yeah, it can come from any part of it. So you have to do NCRT fully. And if you do NCRT thoroughly, you don't need anything else.
Yeah.
Right. Then did you read NCRT or read notes or something?
I first, needed the notes to, get a grasp of the topic and concept, because they're way more concise. NCRT is just a lot of information, some of which you don't even need. Like, it's very important to filter out the important from the unimportant things that just come in between. So and then after that, NCRT is obviously very important.
So when we teach all the students, and especially as mock tests are important, a lot of people say that tests are hard, right, as compared to the actual examination. By the way, how was this year's exam, IAT 2025?
It was, I think, easier than last year, and it was way easier, I think.
Okay.
Like last year, a few questions were really hard, but this year, every single question was only moderately hard at max.
At max.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the question I was asking initially is mock test. A lot of people say these are very hard and are they irrelevant and all. So, what was your reaction when you used to do the mock test?
Yeah, they were obviously very hard. I obviously freaked out.
Okay.
The first time I saw, I did one. But yeah, I think the previous year papers helped more because they helped build an understanding. But the mock test, helped build your mental stamina because you shouldn't freak out in the exam center. And that if you freak out, you miss out on everything. And you also need to know what kind of paper you're going to get. So for that, previous year papers are important. But so that you maintain your exam temperament, for that mock tests are important.
Right. So you have already fought a bigger enemy or a larger struggle, then the exam feels a bit easy. Right. So exam is done. IISc Bangalore, you have finally got it. Right. How do you see in next few years yourself? What particular things you want to explore, let's say in college?
I would, there are 42 departments in IISc, and I hope to explore as much as possible. Because even when I went there and asked the seniors, none of them, like 131 credits is the minimum you need to do, but none of them are doing that. Everyone's taking extra courses, exploring as much as possible. So, their mindset is, come with an open mind and just take whatever you can with you, because you're not going to get an opportunity like that again. So that's the exact same mindset I'll go with. I'll be open to whatever they teach. I'll try my best to learn new things. And yeah.
So what is your take on this in next few years?
Okay, so I used to tell my friends, okay, our responsibility stops till we give the kids the right environment. Okay, post that it is on them. Once they are in a good environment, they will enrich by themselves. So maybe beyond this one, we may not. I don't need to go through Quora. I don't need to go through YouTube to find out which is the and what next he need to do and stuff like that. Maybe I would do something for him, not maybe Siddhant, and not for him anymore. That would be my take.
Since you mentioned Siddhant, would you like to share what interests you? What do you want to do? Probably right now, whatever idea you have.
I think so. Like, I would go with IIT.
IIT?
Yeah.
Nice. Which IIT?
That's up to my marks.
Good answer. Good answer. And why IIT?
Because of high salary.
Great. So, sir already mentioned that about this, right?
Yeah. So next year you come and ask, he will give the different answer. Okay. So he is entirely different from him.
Right now, which class are you in?
I'm in studying 6th.
6th. Very nice. Great. Okay, so you were mentioning that now your research can stop finally from all the internet and scraping the colleges. Now you must be very happy and relaxed that he got to a best place, the best college in the country, in terms of probably almost every parameter actually. Be it campus facilities, professors, research, academics, even placements, which is again not a big concern for you. But even in terms of that, the seniors, the alumni network, the peer group, the funding, right, the respect in the country, right. And as we were discussing, even if you want to explore other IISERs and CBS and all, right, we were discussing before the podcast. So once you reach these premier research institutes, not just IISc, because not everyone is going to get IISc Bangalore. There are such limited number of seats, such small number. So if you get to IISERs, any of the IISER, CBS or NISER, so you come at a good potential surface that we call same level. So with that tag, you can roam around freely. Different faculties of different department accept you, provided you have a good profile, you are hardworking, and everybody is open, you add value to their lab, and they also love teaching students who have good temperament and want to do research. We were also discussing how CBS has some of the best faculties. Sir was also mentioning from TIFR. He has already done so much research. TIFR, IIT Bombay, BARC. So many of BARC senior scientists are at CBS. So that was also one of the options Sir was exploring. What else did we discuss right now? So that time we were just talking. So right now I'm out of questions.
Actually, it was like, okay, when we were doing when we was in 10th, right? Actually, we shifted when we shifted when he was in 8th, sixth year,
at the end of 6th.
End of 7th grade. So he was in ICSE. Then my wife used to say, like, during his 10th, she said, we need to shift him to CBSE. I said, why? Because if it would have been needed, I would have shifted him during when we shift from there to here, because I never thought like shifting his school, because I was relaxed initially, because he doesn't want to be engineering, doesn't need to be getting into any coaching center. I would get into some college. Then that after he get into 10th, when I realized there is a lot of these kind of a colleges, wherein we can really get in with the more potential and then grow faster. So we learned a lot. And last 2.5 years, right? Near to 2.5 years, I learned a lot about the different institutes and stuff like that. The process he was going through, the stress he was going through, the stress as a family, it's up and down, little bit of mind swings. Okay, all happens, right? Because when there are some things which you are having a target, for sure there would be some stress in it, and there would be some exams you might perform well on a monthly. Then there is something up and down. You may not be able to crack that particular chapter in one shot. You may need to put more time, or you might feel sick in a specific week. You might miss some classes, and it'll be very tough to go back. And that too, Yashwant is most of his learning is through grasping, rather than he going and then digging more and more. Lot of things he gets it with grasping or a single reading. So not like doing again. I would say like he doesn't put a lot of hard work, but good smart work with the initial learning.
Focused, concentration.
Concentration is very high, because if he give him a book and then put him in a room, and he will sit for 3, 4, 5 hours, he will sit without taking any break. So that is always there. That is what was helping, and that is where it was also having some stress element also added to it. So not a smooth journey always, little ups and downs, but all ended well. That's what I would say. And school also helped. Okay, so one thing he was talking about bio a lot, right? So I was okay. We also did PCMB. We were not in our school where there was no option of PCMC. I hate biology, by the way. Okay.
Can you share some of the problems that you faced during the these preparation phase of IIT as well as JEE as well as IAT?
Yeah, it is obviously hard. So you have to put in some effort to get to where I have gotten, and there are ups and downs. Your marks, they don't stay like this. Just go like, it's just you have one good month and then just comes crashing down. So yeah, there have been ups and downs, but it was all part of it. It has always been that way. It's just becomes a part of your life after first 2 months are like slightly hard. Then after that, you just get used to it.
So with these struggles, actually the motivation to study also for most of the students start fluctuating, and they start doubting themselves, right? The first month was good, they were scoring, then suddenly the marks are very low. How did you cope up with it, and how would you recommend others actually to cope up with it?
You just have to trust yourself. You just have to trust that you can do it and you know your stuff, because marks will fluctuate. It will definitely fluctuate, because for example, in an exam like IAT, if you don't know a question or read a few questions wrong, like for example, if you get 4 questions wrong because 2 of them were silly mistakes and 2 of them you didn't know because you just forgot to study it or something like that, it just slipped your mind, you lose a whole 20 marks. It's like it penalizes you for every small mistake, and your marks just come crashing down. So you should realize that these can be fixed very easily. It's not something to stress about. You can get your marks up very, very easily if you just put in right effort, and if you know like where you're going wrong, what you're really good at and what you're bad at, because every person is different. Your study plan needs to be personalized for you, and you need to know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. You need to know, like, every person knows which subjects and which topics they're strong at and which topics they struggle at. You should put effort, and you should make sure the effort actually counts. Like, the effort actually pushes you forward, helps you learn, and helps you grasp that new concept that you're struggling at.
So when you used to get sometimes low marks, what would motivate you and pull you out of the self-doubt?
Just looking at the paper, seeing where I've gone wrong. And they're all usually those small mistakes, small conceptual mistakes. Sometimes the calculation just goes wrong. Sometimes I should have done it one way, but I just chose a different way to do it, and I didn't end up with the right answer.
So you analyzed.
So yeah, you have to analyze the papers, and I think that's the most important part of it. Just writing papers won't help. You have to sit down with your paper after that and analyze it, analyze your mistakes, see where you've gone wrong. And that actually also helps motivate you, because you realize that your mistakes can be fixed. So yeah, that pushes you.
And as you mentioned, every student should have a personalized timetable, right? A lot of students.
And that too for every exam.
Right, that too every
Just to add to it, sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Different exams require a different kind of preparation. Okay. If it is a mains, you would try to go through each and everything to score a higher percentile, right? If it is advanced, you would not. You would have to understand your clear weakness, keep that away, right? And you can play strong with your strengths. But IAT kind of exams, you cannot have a choice. It is similar to this one as well. You will know, right? Which are the things which is not at all going to be there. Advanced and IAT are totally different, right? So we need to look at exam perspective also, and then prepare. So for bio, he was highlighting about IAT, right? In the last week, I was asking him, should I just buy the quick reference guide so that he can glance through fast? He said, no, I didn't want it. And because there's a risk.
I knew I had to do the whole of NCERT because you can't miss anything.
So that is a high risk. The advantage he was having, he might lose out, because we need to be 220 and above to get into IAS, right? That is the safe bet. Below that one, it may or may not come, right? So the target is to the max choice. Max lose can be 3 or 4 max. Beyond that one, we cannot afford. So he said, no, I don't want. I'll do that. So most of after advance, we had 1 week for IAT, right? I've been always knocking his door and say, have you he has the notes for he has the shrinked notes for all these PCM, which had for the advanced chemistry. He's a shrinked one, so it's like a glance through. Quickly he can get.
You made your own notes, the short notes.
Short. So he will have that one. So I used to tell him, okay, till Wednesday is fine. Stop bio. Start doing something like that. And Thursday evening I knocked the door. Okay, Thursday till this today. Can you? He says, okay, fine. I will take her. That's all he said. I will take her. Thursday also didn't do. Till Friday also he was with bio. Only Saturday, I think, if he started.
Saturday was the exam. Yeah.
Saturday.
Sunday was the exam, so
Sunday was the
Saturday.
exam.
Sunday
Yeah,
was the
no,
exam.
I think I
He
did
did
bio
one
till
exam.
Saturday morning.
Morning, and then
And then I
he
did
did a
PCM in
glance.
half.
He did a glance of PCM. Then he wrote one practice exam in Saturday evening.
Yeah,
Saturday evening, last year paper. One of the last year paper he did.
Last year paper or
last year's
the
paper.
Last year paper he did.
At the end part, I just took
Some
it
people
to
use
I just took the preparation to myself, and
That's better. But as you said, he focused a lot on biology, right? A lot of students actually do that mistake. Bio is very scoring. You got
Yeah.
60 out of 60, man, right? So a lot of students think that they have not studied biology, so probably they mostly leave it. While most of the math students score full in biology and even less in maths, like due to the silly mistake, you also got one question wrong, right? Yeah, so I think that definitely adds.
bio is, I think,
Which
assured marks when you compare it with something like physics or math.
And
When
the
you're just
time
going
also.
through questions fast, you can just do mistakes, but you can't do that with bio. You either know the question or you don't know it. So yeah.
So I have one question regarding chemistry. Bio, we have discussed
Yeah.
physics and math. Everybody knows. People struggle with inorganic separately, organic separately, and physical separately, right? So how did you manage these different?
Physical is a lot, I studied it like how I studied physics. It's a lot like that. And inorganic, it's just theory. Inorganic is just theory. So yeah, it's mug up. That's basically a lot.
How
like
did you do that? Because most people struggle with memorizing those
The
topics.
thing with inorganic is I had to do it quite a few times. I made sure I did it before every single exam. Like I had to do it for Sem 1 in school and then Sem 2 again. And I had to do it for boards.
So
had
you
to do it once
revise.
for mains, had to do it once for advanced.
Hmm.
So when I was doing it for IIT, it was the 6th time I was revising the same thing.
So the revision is the key, I guess,
Yeah.
for inorganic.
Yeah.
Repetition.
Yeah, you have to make sure it's going
Inorganic or organic?
Inorganic.
Inorganic.
Yeah, organic, after you do it for 2 years, you can just figure out the using the mechanisms, you can just figure out the
Right. That was something I find common. So instead of memorizing entire
you
organic,
don't need to memorize organic. So before, like for example, even before chemistry exam, I wouldn't do the organic chapters properly because that was mostly like practical knowledge. I would do all the inorganic chapters like D block, the coordination compounds, the last 2 pages for the uses and the colors and stuff like that, and also the types of isomerism. And electrochem, I would do the batteries part, and I think I would do the last parts of organic chapters for the uses and the first part for the IUPAC nomenclature. And everything else was just, if you know the formulas, you can get it.
great. That's all the question I have. And we have also ordered pizza.
Yeah.
So
It's getting cold.
It's getting cold. Yes, I was thinking about it.
And Pepsi is getting hot.
Yes. So yeah, we should finish the podcast. Would you like to add something by the end? Any message to people watching?
No, nothing big. Okay, not a big guy to give a messaging and all. Okay, so I would just suggest like if whatever kids want, if they can pursue in their line, just allow them to get into it. That's all.
I would request you to give a message to the parents actually. Right. So lot of parents, either they are not aware of these exams and all, or in case they are aware of whatever exam, let's say even JEE and NEET, sometimes unknowingly they also pressurize the kids when they are already in so much pressure. They are always anyway in the exam and comparing other friends, they score better than them, right? So what would you
This
message?
is for sure. Okay, this is one realization we need to have as a parent. Okay, not all the parents are like educated parent coming up, right? So for parents who are in the first gen growing a first gen kids, right, it is really difficult. We cannot, okay, the kids need to go on their own, through friends and all those things, right? The second gen, third gen kind of parents, at least they should understand what their kids want to pursue. Also, they should analyze by their kids' 10th grade at least how much they are, how much they can chew. Okay, I won't use the word capable. How much they can chew for the next 2 years for preparing this one. So, and we should put the kids to that level of stress. Okay, I also would take argument saying that kids at that age might be little playful, may not be so. You need to, as a parent, we may need to force them, push them. True, but you also need to understand the kid because you know them from the beginning. You by now you should have understood how much a kid can do. Okay, and these exams are not that easy to crack, right? So you should understand, and then that much if you are putting it, it will be very good. Whether the kid is like a top 100 percentage, sorry, top 100 rank of JEE or 1000 or 5K, nothing is bad, right? It is where you are getting aligned, and wherever you go, do it. You can always do it. So I always tell Yashwant, okay, okay, this is our time. The time, our time used to be there when we returned from the coaching class. So I used to pick him and then talk. And one time I used to talk about what it has happened. I tell him, see, you try hard, you work hard, all fine. But if it fails for some reason, okay, you should not feel like depressed. Okay, you can always cover up later. So it is not that when you get in, okay, you need to be in that university, you need to get into some of these things in the UG itself. Okay, but you do any good in any of these university, any college in the UG, you can always come again in a PG, PhD, even if you
So it's not end of the career,
it's
right?
not end of your life. UG is not end of your life, right? And also you find you are stopping your education with the UG, getting into the job, all fine. If you are smart enough, good enough, you can excel. Okay, it's not always like, okay, successful 12th grader doesn't mean that you are going to be you are going to be very successful in your job in a specific
Whatever
thing.
field it is.
Yeah, it can be any field, right? So that is what I used to say. Okay, you should not be, but at the same time, you should put your effort. Put your effort, but there are some misouts, some failure. You should not be depressed and then go down. There is always a second chance. That chance it will come in life. Maybe it'll take a longer path. That also I used to say, okay, fine. A person going in a top university might be able to get into the next level of things, or they might get to understand more and more faster, and they might be able to go near the target very fast. But other might get a little longer term, they can still achieve the target.
So with this, I got reminded of, as you said, even after coming to IISc Bangalore, a lot of parents were asking the administration, what after 4 or 5 years? What was that incident?
Hey, that is little surprise and shocking to me, because you are in a BS research counseling, right? And the lot of queries on coming was like, can you tell something about the placement? Okay, what are all the companies, industries, okay, coming to IISc, and then
What are the packages they offer?
Okay, but the answers were clear. They were clear saying, see, we consider PhD as a placement. That is what their answer
Oh,
was.
so it was a same answer to everybody, and probably everyone was asking.
So, and they say like they have a pie chart. They have clearly said what is the percentage of people go to industries, what is the percentage of people continue MS, and what will the percentage of people continue PhD, and which are all the universities they do the PhD and stuff like that. So that is where they stop there. And they were also very much clear saying that this institute is for research. We are not preparing someone to go run into an industry after a UG. You need to do a research. And they are also very much clear that any time a person can take an exit path, right? So that is like, if you are continuing in the path, it is like a 13-year of journey. You do UG, maybe someone do a MS also, or PhD directly. then postdoc 1, 2 kind of a thing. That is when you will get a permanent job. But the same time, exit path is there at any moment. If someone feels horribly bad on doing the PhD, elongating like a 6, 7 years kind of thing, I won't call it as 8 years and all, 6+ years, they might feel little bothered. They can take a quick exit path, come out, and then get into the job. They might stop doing a postdoc. So they were very much clear. And there is one UG student, he was highlighting very nicely, saying that to the parent, he was saying that you should not consider, you can consider you PhD as a job even. Okay. The thing is that they may not go to a industry and do it. They're actually doing a job, research job, under a professor, under a postdoc.
And
or someone.
obviously they get paid.
Yeah, they get paid.
Sometimes
And-
even more than the industries offer.
Yes. So he was highlighting, okay, you should, PhD is actually a job, is what he was turning out. Though the message was light, but it was a little surprise from, as a parent sitting in, who was so much happy to have a kid getting into the research institute and started his career in a research, right? Or education in the research. I won't call it a career as a research. Education in the research field. And some parents talking about, we want to have, when can we get into the marriage? Okay, this, get into a job, IITs, 4 years complete. Both are different.
And as you mentioned, you meet some friends there during counseling, and some of the parents are opting out of the IISc Bangalore, right? Yashwant, what message would you like to give to the students? Maybe your juniors who would be going to IISc Bangalore next year, and those who are preparing from now onwards, either they are in class 11th or 12th, or probably taking a drop year to prepare once again for IISER aptitude test.
Just go in, when you go into the exam hall, you shouldn't go in with the thought that your whole future depends on it. Because then as soon as you look at the exam, or look at the first question, your mind is just going to go blank. Because even if it's a very easy question, you're not going to be able to think. So I would say, just go in with a, free space. Just be in a good space when you're writing the exam. Because I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of really, really smart friends who just couldn't make it because they freaked out in the exam. So yeah, that would be my piece of advice. Just be calm while writing the exam and don't go in like your whole future depends on it, because obviously it doesn't.
Well said. Siddhant, how do you get inspired by your brother, elder brother? What do you like about him?
I would say like his time of study. Because I study well.
His time of studying. That is the shortest one. Okay? That guy doesn't study. We have to suffer a lot to make him pick the book and then get into the room and study. So he liked it, right? He wanted to repeat that.
Study even lesser than him?
You could say.
The time is spent, we can say. Probably you are even smarter than, right? And nothing else?
When I was smaller, because he said he wants to become a scientist, even I thought I would become a scientist.
Yeah. He was saying that.
Then
Now I decided no.
IIT.
Yeah.
For one more year.
I see. For one more year.
Yeah.
I see some trophies there. Are they your trophies? The awards
Yeah.
I see there background.
Yeah.
What are those about? Which competitions you won?
In karate.
That is bigger one. The smaller ones and all.
The smaller ones,
A few are his, few are mine, 1 or 2 yours. And some.
that.
Okay then. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, Siddhant and Yashwant, for sharing your giving your time, inviting us to your home itself. Right, this is first time we are meeting parents at their home. Right, we have met a lot. Parents also come to our office, and we also invited you, but for logistical reasons, we came here. And thank you so much. And I loved this entire thing. A special mention to ma'am. So she is not in the podcast, but I would request you. Probably she has also contributed a lot to the entire journey, right, with you and his success. So what would you, few sentences for ma'am as well?
Okay, as a father, right? Okay, the stress level is far less. Okay, for her it is way too high because they are more worried on the time of sleep. Okay, the kind of eat, the food they can intake, right? The how much time they can sleep, the kids can sleep. Okay, beyond what they are going to score or something, right? So the kind of stress my wife gone through, and the kind of amount of time and energy she spent for the last 2 years is enormous. Okay, which the kids may not know. Okay, our kids will very tough to realize for them, because for them it is like, okay, they go to school, they go to education,
So
and
when
background is little
when things are taken care of, so we
but
don't
it is not
realize.
easy for the
Yes.
things to be okay, the things to make it run and then get that one ready and stuff like that. It is not at all easy.
Yeah. So huge credit to ma'am as well. We have brought some gifts. So as we had said even before the exam, so for all our students, we give SciAstra t-shirt. So this t-shirt is not for everybody, obviously. They have earned it. The student earns it. And being in top 10, obviously, we want to recognize the hard work of the students. So we have brought some gift, and that is one of the reason we became a bit late actually.
Oh, okay.
So please do accept them from entire SciAstra team. So there are two things here, sir. First one, I would like to share this one. I would request Yashwant to open this. So it's a diary with a special pen, which has God. What do you say? Is carved out on it, right? Yeah. So there is a carving of it, although it's a metal pen. And second one is the iPad, so that will help him to study, prepare notes, even during the class, and lot of books, right? So yes, man, sir.
Thank you.
Siddhant. So yeah, so this is iPad, and we have a diary and a special pen. So which god is Sri? I think Balaji, Sri Balaji, right? And we have a very good diary. So this is when you unbox, I am sure you will love it. Yes.
Thank you.
And thanks a lot for coming here, right? So when I was requesting you if you can make it, right, so could able to get that one, and that too, like within few minutes you shared me the flight details, booked immediately, and then came. It was okay. It was pleasing to have you here.
Thank you so much. All my pleasure.
And I love your podcasts and all your YouTube videos. Okay, maybe I'm one of one in millions who would have seen most of your videos.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I love it when parents also watch my videos, right? Thank you so much. It's good. He focused on studies, right? Yes. So shall we end here? Bye everyone. Take care. See you at your Dream Research Institute. Bye.
Thank you.